Fever star Caitlin Clark attends Indiana Sparks game despite not playing. The post-Fever superstar Caitlin Clark attends Indiana Sparks game despite not playing appeared first on ClutchPoints. Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark was in attendance for her team's 85-75 loss against the Los Angeles Sparks despite not playing. The Fever point guard is currently nursing a groin injury that she picked up against the Seattle Storm and is currently listed as day-to-day. Clark has looked every bit of her All-WNBA self when she's played, but the Fever have gotten off to a slow start by their hefty standards. Indiana currently sits at 7-8 overall and 8th overall in the league standings. This team has struggled when Clark has been unavailable, and tonight was no exception, as they suffered a defeat to a Sparks team that has gotten off to a very slow start. Despite speculation that the 2024 Rookie of the Year would not be at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Fever reporter Tony East confirmed Clark's presence on the bench in a post on social media. Been asked a few times. Yes, Caitlin Clark is here for Fever Sparks. Standing and laughing with assistant coach Brienne January just before tip-off. Kelsey Mitchell led the way with 20 points as Indiana had 5 players in double figures. Unfortunately, the Fever couldn't get consistent stops on a Kelsey Plum-led Sparks offense. The 3-time All-Star controlled the game with 21 points and 6 assists, while Los Angeles forward Azure Stevens put up a game-high 23 points on September 12th shooting from the field. Both the Fever's offense and defense have been relatively middle-tier this season, which is somewhat par for the course for a team that added so many new pieces. Indiana's front office was aggressive this offseason, signing decorated veterans like DeWanna Bonner and Natasha Howard to the roster. The Fever also brought on successful role players like Sophie Cunningham and Sydney Colson to fill out a roster that, on paper, looks like a title contender. And this group has shown those flashes before, particularly in the 102-88 victory over the defending champion New York Liberty. Clark has missed 6 games so far, which is part of the reason for the slow start, but right now the Fever are going through some growing pains. Fortunately, there's plenty of time left to move up the WNBA standings. So far, the Liberty and Minnesota Lynx look like the 2 preeminent title contenders, while the Phoenix Mercury and Atlanta Dream are off to impressive starts. There's plenty of room for another contender among that bunch, and out of the rest of the teams, the Fever have by far the most talent. But Indiana needs to stay healthy and improve its chemistry to contend for anything. The team's release of Bonner showed something wasn't quite right behind the scenes.